The Senators won the first Battle of Ontario of the upcoming hockey season. Mark Stone scored the winner as the Senators beat the Maple Leaf Rookies 6-2. The Sens completed the 4-team tournament in London, Ontario with a 3-0 record. 3-0 record, that is. The main club opens training camp on Wednesday at the Canadian Tire Centre. It's 8:30. Good morning. Annette Gerner is off this week. MPPs return to Queen's Park today for the start of the fall session. The Liberal government says its priorities for the fall include lowering car insurance rates and banning teens from using tanning beds. Premier Kathleen Wynne says she wants to work with the opposition, but the Conservatives predict the Liberals will trigger an election this fall. The Tories say they'll introduce a contempt motion against the government today over the decision to cancel gas plants in Oakville and Mississauga. The trial resumes at 9:30 this morning for 3 Ottawa teenagers accused of running a teenage prostitution ring. When the trial recessed in May, the Crown was in the middle of examining Ottawa Police Detective Kelly Lyle about parts of her investigation. The accused told Lyle she had met the complainants, but she denied that she forced them into prostitution. The trial is expected to hear from 5 other alleged victims and all 3 of the accused. The 3 girls have pleaded not guilty to a total of 74 charges, including human trafficking and making child pornography. OC Transpo is looking to eliminate speed bumps with the Presto Smart Card. It can currently take up to 48 hours for a customer's payment transaction to show up on the payment card. OC Transpo says it's investigating technology to see if they can reduce or eliminate the delay. Metrolink says the Presto system can handle updates every 4 hours, but Ottawa just decided to have less frequent updates for its riders on its buses. Toronto police are calling the vandalism of the Highway of Heroes mural a despicable act. Sometime over the weekend, the colorful mural in Toronto was obliterated by spray paint. The mural features a dove and a field of poppies and was painted as a symbol of respect by a community youth group in 2010. The 2 main artists have already started planning to repair the mural. Child protection policies and practices will be under the microscope as a coroner's inquest begins today into the starvation death of a 5-year-old Toronto boy. Jeffrey Baldwin was in the care of his grandparents in 2002 when he died of septic shock from malnutrition and bacterial pneumonia. His grandparents were convicted child abusers when they were granted custody of Jeffrey and his 3 siblings in 1998. They were sentenced to life in prison in 2006 after being convicted in Baldwin's death. The warden and deputy warden of a Kitchener prison are scheduled to testify during the next phase of the coroner's inquest into the death of Ashley Smith. At least 50 witnesses are scheduled to testify during the inquest's second half, which begins today in Toronto. During the first 6 months of the inquiry, witnesses described a woman who wanted to kill herself at times and at other times dreamed of getting married. Smith committed suicide in October 2007 while in isolation at the Kitchener prison. Toronto Mayor Rob Ford and his brother Doug are among the complainants invited to attend public hearings today on controversial newspaper articles about them. The Ontario Press Council is looking into a complaint against the Toronto Star for a story that alleged the mayor was videotaped smoking crack cocaine. Another complaint looks at a Globe and Mail article that alleged Doug Ford sold drugs in the 1980s. The council says the issue is whether the newspapers engaged in irresponsible, unethical investigative reporting. Wrestling will be back on the mats during the 2020 Olympics. 7 months after wrestling was tossed from the Games, the International Olympic Committee reinstated the ancient sport for the 2020 and 2024 Olympic Games. Wrestling has been featured at every modern Olympic Games except Paris in 1900. It was voted back into the program at the IOC meetings over the weekend, beating baseball, softball, and squash.